Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. And that was Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. And now it's time for our news break. Today's news break is sponsored by Fun. Let's all have a little more fun in our lives, shall we? Okay, so here we got our journal for January 3, 2025. This will be the first news break of 2025. Well, they have a thing on the front here, 2024 highlights and lowlights of the year. Let me see if I can pick out some stuff. Municipal business, that'd be all about Phelpsburg, who cares? Events and achievements, it starts right off with Phelpsburg again. The Emily Whitehead Foundation had the biggest turkey trot ever. That's good. Governor visited Moshannon Valley. Black Moshannon got a new park manager. Now, let's see. Page 2. The Phillipsburg VFW was painted with a mural. If you look back through my videos, I took a couple of pictures of it. It really is pretty cool. If I wasn't doing this live, I'd go and find it and insert it, but maybe afterwards I'll put the link to that in the description here, and you can go and look at those. It is a really neat mural they put on the side of that building. Let's see. Dr. Philip Pilgrim retired. And that's it. That's it for the whole year. Pictures. Here it says, have yourself a very merry man Christmas. A window display honors Phillipsburg's coal mining and trucking heritage. We'll see if you can see that. Not a real clear picture to me. And here, the big Santa Claus that's down there at Coldstream Park was knocked down by winds. But they say they'll have it rebuilt the next year. Oh, they snuck Memory Lane in here on the second page. And it's not an old picture. Wow, and the stars of the week have been moved up. Didn't even notice there in the front. It's the Oak Hill Mill Memorial VFW Post 5020. It looks like they gave a $1,000 donation to the Sanborn Cemetery. Okay. Now, we got a pretty good page of police reports here. Swift Getaway Part 2. On December 17th, let me click something over here. Okay. On December 17th, 2024, at around 4:30 in the morning, a tractor trailer made a right turn from 4th Street onto Hickory Street. In doing so, the truck took out a retaining wall, struck a parked vehicle, and the truck left. Never swerved. 16-year-old West Decatur girl was driving a 2014 Cadillac on Coal Run Road. She swerved to miss a deer and struck a utility pole. Neither she nor her 15-year-old passenger were injured. The old I swerved to miss a deer. Last word. Linda Flango, 65 of Ramey, was served with papers from the lawyer of a 68-year-old Ramey man that Flango was to cease all communications with the man, so Flango went over and yelled at the man while he was doing yard work at his residence on Miriam Street in Ramey. Flango has been cited with harassment. Guess some people can't take a hint. Trespassing. George Ingram, 65 of Outstell, was charged with trespass on his 70-year-old neighbor's property, which was substantiated by video and photographs showing Ingram on the property. For shame. For shame. Man, this guy really wants to visit. George Ingram, 65, and still of Outstell, was charged with criminal mischief after damaging his 70-year-old neighbor's no trespassing sign. Drunk swerving. David Clanish, 54 of Brisbane, struck a parked car on Brisbane Street in Outstell and fled the scene. When the coppers caught up to Clanish, they determined he was driving under the influence. No kidding. Drunk driving. Krista Webster, 47 of Phillipsburg, was involved in a crash on Winburn Munson Road in Cooper Township while operating a 2015 Buick Encore. Robert Culp, 55th of Phillipsburg, was her passenger. Upon investigation, the cops determined Webster was driving under the influence. Found. A blue and red Tommy wallet was found on Prescott Street in Chester Hill. A Visa bank card, $2 bills, and a driver's license belonging to Leonard Ramirez Romero. The owner was invited to PSP Clearfield to pick up his wallet. If you found a wallet of somebody local, wouldn't you just call them and say, hey, I found your wallet, instead of making them drive over to Clearfield to get it? Yeah. Stay and Smoke Run. Brian Miller, 30 of Smoke Run, has been charged with harassment after contacting a 30-year-old Smoke Run woman on Prescott Street in Chester Hill when he was advised not to. No, I don't like this next headline, but I will read it since it's part of the news thing, part of the police report. Okay, this guy needs advice from Pitters. Brian Miller, still 30, and still a Smoke One, was charged with violation of Pennsylvania code requiring owners to keep their dogs secured on their own premises. DUI, drugs, and alcohol. You know, we only got a couple here left, and I haven't seen the name Morris anywhere. DUI, drugs, and alcohol. Sherry Grove, 55, of Osceola, was charged with driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Kept hitting it. Mario Lopez Urza, 48 of Phillipsburg, was charged with criminal mischief after damaging the door frame at 1492 Walnut Street in Decatur, owned by John Bowes. Lopez Urza struck the door to the point the door frame was damaged. Out of inspection, into the wall. Caitlin Beers, 31 of Munson, was driving her 2024 Mitsubishi Route 322 when she attempted to turn right onto Grand Station Road. She hit a barrier on the side of the road. She was cited for having an expired inspection. Okay. We have some obituaries. Dorothy Sudik, born in 1935, of Pittsburgh. She's also known as Baba and Aunt Dorothy. She has a very long obituary. She seemed to belong to a lot of stuff. Theodore Earl Ted Kobe Sr., born in 1930, from Phillipsburg. Nancy J. Chessie, born in 1947, of Phillipsburg. Says she was the daughter of the late John E. Jaswak and Annie Roosevelt Jaswak. People from Osceola will all fondly remember Johnny Jaswak, so that was his daughter. And advertisements. Holy cow, we're clear to the grocery ads. But you see what they did there for 2025? They rearranged the articles a bit just to keep us on our toes. It's kind of like when you go to the grocery store and all of a sudden they put the milk and bread in another aisle, so you have to go looking for it and find other stuff. So we've got Stone Ridge ice cream, 4 for $10. Let's see. We got pork sirloin chops or roast for $2.49 a pound. We have 8 o'clock K-cup coffees. That's a 12 count for $4.99. And banquet pot pies, 10 for $10. I should get me some of them. That seems to be all the news that is new. You know what that means? I'm going to say goodbye. Have a good weekend, everybody. Depending on who you talk to, some people claim we're going to have a hell of a storm Monday. We'll see what happens.
And that's the way it is.